are still looking at bodhicitta. And when we say bodhicitta, there's actually two different types. There is something called conventional bodhicitta, which is what we're studying currently. And then there's ultimate bodhicitta. And conventional or relative, they sometimes say, is like for conventional experiences, meaning basically everything to do with bodhicitta that is not the realization of emptiness or the practice of emptiness or the study of emptiness. Ultimate bodhicitta is that the study of ultimate truth, the realization of ultimate truth coming from our bodhicitta wish. So you even just call it ultimate bodhicitta. That's the ultimate bodhicitta, is the realization of how reality actually exists. Which is so fun, isn't it? Because it sets you free. Isn't it cool that just being in reality, how reality really works, will set us free? It's similar to how we're in a dream right now, or how we dream at night and we don't know we're dreaming. And so we have nightmares or we fall in love in the dream because we don't know it's a dream. Somehow that's true about waking life, where if we were able to realize that right now it's like we're dreaming and we realized it, we realized how things actually exist is projections of the minds of living beings and how everything is empty of existing in a fixed way, independent of our mind. We would actually just instantly be liberated from every difficulty, every problem. I know. I feel like that is so cool and kind of blows my mind if you think about it. But you have an experience similar when you realize you're dreaming, right? It's a similar thing that happens. Oh, okay, I'm dreaming. Even if you have you had this where you wake up in a dream? Not wake up, you realize you're dreaming in a dream. Isn't that so cool? That would be a similar kind of experience in that you're instantly liberated from whatever it is, fear. I only do that from nightmares. It's when I can't bear the nightmare, I go, "Oh, I'm dreaming." And then what happens is then I go, "Oh, now I can fly." It's just that quick. It's like, "Oh, is this terrible? Oh, now I can fly." Because you can fly in your dreams. It's so cool. And somehow I've remembered that from past dreams where I realize I'm dreaming. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." I even can in waking life remember the feeling of flying and everything. Who's had these flying experiences in their dreams? Isn't it so cool? It's like amazing. Apparently, you can fly when you realize emptiness, you know, just in waking life, amongst other miracle powers, they call it. I know. Wouldn't that be fun? I know. Like a superhero. So, we're going to study relative bodhicitta for a few more weeks, and then we're moving on to ultimate bodhicitta. Both. Relative bodhicitta is universal love, universal compassion, every practice leading up to bodhicitta, that realization. Now, I want to show you a couple slides just to kind of go back to the beginning where we studied bodhicitta more specifically. Bodhi means awakening, and chitta means mind or heart. So it can mean the awakened heart, depending on who's speaking about it or translating, or it can mean heart, mind. In Buddhism, we think the mind is inseparable from the heart. It's the heart mind. Isn't that lovely? Heart mind. You even think that your very subtle mind that goes from life to life, it really it resides in the heart. You think everything's in your head because the brain is there, but Buddhists think it's actually in your heart chakra, in the middle of your chest, your heart mind. I know, right? It's so cool. There's even people that when they die, you know, really advanced meditators, they don't start to decompose right away. They're sitting up in a meditation style, sometimes for days and weeks after they've technically died and show no brain activity because they're not really dead. They're meditating with their very subtle mind at the heart. It's so subtle that nothing can pick up what's happening, right? No monitors. And I know there's some new documentary on this with modern experiences of it, people witnessing it. So something is going on, isn't it? That's different than what we can physically see and know. And one thing about bodhicitta, which is the spontaneous wish to achieve full enlightenment in order to benefit all living beings and really to be the most benefit to them, right? It's really a longing. It's a longing. I long to help living beings because they are dear to me. And so I long to become like Buddha. I long to become a Buddha so that I can help them. And when that longing never leaves your heart, you're always longing. That is when you realize bodhicitta, that it's a realization of it. It's a very high realization. It isn't something that happens until you have universal compassion and you've quelled self cherishing to a great, great extent. But we can put on that mind for um, moments throughout our day. And I want to talk about that some today, how we can put on this bodhicitta armor and be a bodhisattva, in our daily life. But one thing that I was thinking about was that you might have to kind of let go of thinking that this is your only lifetime. Does that make sense? Mm, because and I was just thinking about this. What are the obstacles? It just seems so far away that we would liberate all living beings. Does that seem so far away? We think, oh, I'm not going to quite get there in this life, maybe. Maybe not in the, I mean, maybe I could get there. But what if you opened your mind to the possibility of life beyond this one, right? There's life beyond. We're just travelers passing through. And as we go from life to life, we have more and more opportunities to attain enlightenment and more opportunities to attain enlightenment and then help other living beings do that. If you think life stretches out into infinity with reincarnation, and that there are even other living beings on other world systems, things get really big. I mean, are we really the only human like creatures in the universe? That seems odd. I don't think so. I mean, Buddhists don't think so in general. We think there's like 100,000 worlds out there with human humans, human realm creatures on them. That seems a little more likely than we're the only ones, but self-cherishing would definitely make us humans think we're the only ones. Because we think we're the only and most important species on the planet too, don't we? Although to others, we might seem like the major big time invasive species. I mean, iguanas are invasive here, and they hardly do anything at this point. There's ducks, poor ducks, doves, beautiful, sweet doves, invasive, but not humans. But if you start thinking beyond one big bang, even that we go beyond the big bangs, then I think your mind can start grasping how it is that we could put ourselves in the position of wishing something so strongly that it carries into our next life, where in our next life, we have this wish again to develop spiritually, to try to become an enlightened being for the benefit of all beings. Oh, cute. Thank you. I love that. That looks like Joanne to me, not me, but the other Joanne. That's so sweet. Thank you. I'm going to share again a little bit more of these slides. In your optional reading this week, it's a teaching from Lama Yeshe. So it's him spontaneously teaching, which I love, when the teaching is just coming from his heart. So you may enjoy this. And he says, bodhicitta is like atomic energy to transform your mind. Transform your mind, and it's big. It's like atomic energy. And if we feel like it takes us a while to change, the reason is the power of the motivation behind it, our intention to change. And if we were to develop a strong intention to change, then we would change more quickly. It's kind of like how someone maybe that has an addiction, they aren't going to be able to recover until they have the intention that they want to recover. It's the strength of their intention. And sometimes that intention is weak, but they try and they go to rehab. And then, they say they have to hit rock bottom. So, and what happens there? They think, I've got to, there's nothing left for me. Their intention changes, is what happens. Their intention becomes something where they're going to persevere and they're going to do it. And for us, our intention for spiritual training is something for us to observe and fine tune. Like we observe and fine tune our mindfulness, we fine tune our mindfulness of our intentions. What are our intentions behind the things that we do? Why do we do what we do? And the more important or more meritorious the intention, the more powerful it is. So, for example, um, we can grow bananas, in our yard. We do grow bananas in our yard. I shouldn't say we can, we do. And what you don't realize is you only get one bunch from one banana tree. They grow in clusters. So, but maybe once a year we get a whole bunch of bananas and then that banana tree dies and we don't get any more from that one. I know. So, Shantideva, this amazing um, master of Buddhism, wrote the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. He said that when we do something good, like we give to um, recovery effort in Jamaica from the hurricane, for example. So we make a donation, we give. That merit is wonderful and it's going to give rise to um, wealth in the future. It'll, benefit us, but its benefit is like a banana tree. It gets exhausted. Whereas if you have bodhicitta, it's inexhaustible merit from one action because it's benefiting all living beings. The intention behind it is my thing is moving around. The intention behind it is to help all living beings. And so the good karma is multiplied by infinite living beings. The way I think about this is I think, okay, so I can try to tame the kittens, right? I can take every day, I have to spend like 1 or 2 hours trying to tame kittens. Now, I don't have a lot of 1 or 2 hours, but I got to tame these kittens, okay? So I can go about it with the intention, oh, these 4 lives, they're going to be so much better if they're not hiding all the time from who, you know, and the chance of them being rehomed or something. I mean, every outcome is better if they are really sweet and docile. Okay. And I can do that action. And I think, oh, I got to sit on the floor. I got to get covered in churu, churro. Whoever invented tuna mousse, who did that? It's disgusting, but they love it. I don't know who thought of this tuna mousse. Somehow my cat is going to be into this. And boy, are they. They can be so scared and they will run out for the churu, but somehow it ends up all over me every time. Like it's in my hair. It just, because you're trying to spread it out to everyone and it gets all over me. Okay. So I could sit down and do it and just want to benefit these 4 lives. And that would be very good karma. But if you do something different, you say, by this act of generosity, or you could say patience or loving kindness, by this act of love, by this act of love, may I become a Buddha to benefit all beings without exception. May no one be homeless in the future as a result of this action. Because that's what those kitties were, homeless. Now they're not. Right? So the intention is just really different, isn't it? It is actually different. And you sit down and you do it, you have this intention by this act of generosity. You know, you give to hurricane relief. By this act of generosity, may I attain enlightenment so that I can help all living beings attain enlightenment. And the more often you get that intention, the more you're putting on that um, kind of like glasses, I suppose. The more you, right, you're like, okay, I'm going to put on these glasses so I can now see all living beings. Right now, I only see 4 cats, 2 of them hissing at me. No, they're beyond the hissing stage now. I'm so happy. It is working, but quite slowly. It's working. But originally, it was that, someone terrified of you and hissing at you. So you know, you put on your glasses and you no longer just see 4 kittens, 2 of them hissing at you. You see all living beings. You're helping all living beings. You put on the glasses of a bodhisattva so that you can see this. You put on a different view. And the more often you do this, the more often you put this view on. Why am I meditating? May I, from this act of concentration, from this meditation, may I quickly attain enlightenment. Or if you forget, you can dedicate, like we do at the end of class. We can dedicate the merit. But I think it's nice to do it in advance, as well sometimes. So that you start to get a sense of being a bodhisattva over time. And eventually, because you have the determination to do it, to be that, then eventually you train up in all the things necessary. But there's no reason to not start with that seed of intention that just eventually grows and grows until it is your intention all the time. Everything you do out of this wish to attain enlightenment for the benefit of everyone. And the other part of this is that it is true that it's such good karma that things just start really going your way once you're a bodhisattva in training. Like good karma starts raining down on you. That is true. It is a side benefit. There's a rain of good I just like the thought of that, don't you guys? Just a rain. For others, karma is a B word. Don't tell Cody I said that. Even Kelly's son, who's now 8, right? Yeah, he's just turned 8, but one time on the podcast, he heard me say something like that where I didn't curse, but I insinuated the curse word, which he recognized, and he was so shocked, absolutely shocked that I would do such. And then after that, I thought, I better not do that again. I'm glad she told me I've got to be major G rated. Okay. Major G rated. It's funny though, because there's all these living beings we can't see, but if we knew them, we would love them. Isn't this true? If we love them, they would love us. That's what you learn when you're taming kittens. You must love them. They have to have actual um, moments of connection with you. You don't just tame them all together. I'm sitting with them. No, you you have to actually. Um, Cody just turned 9. Wow. Huh. I think I first encountered Cody when he was 7? I think so. I believe he started as 7 and now he's 9, and that's crazy. I love it. Okay, so happy birthday to Cody. I know it wasn't this weekend, it was, like, last weekend. But still, belated happy birthday from us. So even though we don't see all those living beings, if we did and we loved them, they would love us, we'd have these connections. Just like those kittens, they're tamed by love, 100%. Each one discovers, "Oh, humans can love me. I can be loved." And then the one that was so scared originally, the first scaredy cat we got, now he comes out to greet me in the morning. I pet him and he purrs just from petting him. He's so happy. He loves love. I love love. We love each other. Every living being in the whole universe, it would be like that. If you loved them like a mother loves their dearest child, you would see all their foibles and issues, and you'd love them anyway, and they would love you, all of them, without exception. This would happen. It would have to start with our love, though, I think. So just try in your daily life this week to one time a day dedicate whatever you're doing in advance to your enlightenment for the sake of all beings. Just use the dedication we do at the end, but do it in advance, right? By this act of blah, blah, blah. May I become a Buddha to help all living beings. And you can modify this. You can go, because I would love them all. I love all of them. I love them. All my feral sons and daughters, all my feral mothers and fathers. I love them all. Mhm. Just do it however you want to. You have the wish, but the bodhicitta wish is to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all beings, to help all living beings attain enlightenment. That's the intention behind it. But other than that, you can be extemporaneous with it, just go crazy. Say, and so no one is ever homeless again. So no one goes hungry again. So everyone who is hungry right now has food. You can, include your family in those dedications as well. It's such a beautiful practice. I think what we're going to do in the meditation today is to imagine ourselves becoming a Buddha, and then sending out love and whatever they need to all living beings as vast as space. I want you just to imagine that you develop this wish. And we'll do it by thinking, contemplating. At this moment, I am limited. At this moment, I can't help very many living beings. But if I were to become a Buddha, like Buddha Shakyamuni, and then we'll reflect a little bit on what that's like. Like maybe that can be a model for us. I could be like that. I could be a wise, great teacher, however you want to think about it. And just imagine overcoming all selfishness. That all selfishness, which is the cause of suffering, actually. I was going to talk about that today as well, but we didn't get that far. So next week, we're on to selfishness next week about this. Um, and essentially, you think, okay, just imagine that your selfishness disappears. In fact, I think what we'll do is just a brief taking and giving, right? Where you're imagining, I can't bear the suffering of living beings. I cannot bear it. And so you just draw in the suffering of all beings as vast as space. And then imagine that it transforms your heart mind, whatever is blocking your heart mind, your real heart is a lump of coal, which is selfishness and ignorance. And you imagine your heart then transforms into that diamond of light, and you send out whatever living beings need. And eventually you're giving them teachings, you're a song on the radio, you're whatever it is. Those who are hungry, you're sending out your emanations. Essentially, with this meditation, it'll be like taking and giving, but it's focused on the giving side, where you're an enlightened being. We're focused that side for longer, and just try to imagine being an enlightened person. What would this be like if you were all loving and all peaceful all the time? I really can. I mean, Emily, it's so easy to imagine Emily going around like that. See how easy that is? Try to imagine yourself going around just all loving, all peaceful, all compassionate, going around blissful, and giving of your heart everything every living being needs. Right? Let's just try this. A little tantra for you on a Saturday morning. Okay. So you can check that your back is nice and straight. I think this is crooked. Check your meditation posture. Your back is straight, but relaxed and comfortable. Breathe through your nostrils and breathe deeply from your diaphragm. Breathe and relax. Imagine that you're meditating while surrounded by all living beings, as vast as space. Begin to contemplate the ways that living beings suffer: humans, animals, hungry ghosts. Think about those sufferings that really truly move your heart to compassion. The things that you see on the news that you cannot bear, the things you know in your family, people who are suffering close to you. Whatever it is, move your heart to compassion in these next few minutes. Start breathing in the suffering, taking it away. Continue to contemplate suffering, imagining it vividly. Breathe in and take it away. In the next few moments, imagine breathing in all the suffering of all living beings. Imagine it coming from every direction, from infinite space, and you breathe it in. and the dark smoke coils around your heart, trapped by coal, the darkness of selfishness and ignorance. And briefly contemplate the following. I want to help others, but in my limited state, I can't help many. See if you can contemplate in a way that generates a wish to train spiritually, to be of greater help to others. Where there is darkness in this world and countless worlds beyond, may I be a growing light of love and wisdom. And imagine by the force of your compassion and wish to help all beings, your heart transforms into a brilliant diamond, a fist-sized diamond emanating light, and you become an awakened being. Imagine yourself unconditionally loving to everyone. Peaceful always. fearless. And imagine now sending out rays of light. All the things living beings need. Begin doing this, imagining those who move your heart the most. Maybe it's those who are homeless or drug addicted or in war-torn places and full of fear and hunger. Send them the things they need: food, shelter, mental peace, and freedom. Imagine and then send out what they need as rays of light. Imagine sending out wisdom from your heart, and living beings receive this wisdom. They grow it in their own heart and become more peaceful. And send out infinite rays of light that are slowly leading other living beings down the path of enlightenment. Imagine it's like countless Buddha Shakyamunis, one for each being. Imagine your family all gently gradually awakening to their true nature. Finally, from every pore in your body, infinite rays of light radiate, and you imagine all beings attain enlightenment, their bodies filled with light, like a vast, infinite space filled with stars. Very gently let any visualization fade from your mind. Become aware of the room around you again. Slowly arise from your meditation. Mm, mm, mm. So, what I thought you could talk about, and of course, you have freedom to talk about whatever you want, but as a prompt, it would be nice if you talked about how your spiritual practice so far has helped your family or friends you have, or whomever it has beneficially impacted. It could be people at work, it could be whoever, but give examples to each other of how your spiritual progress has directly benefited others. Because that's what we're talking about, isn't it? How your own inner development is going to be a light in this world, a growing light in the darkness.
When the world cries in sorrow.